Welcome back everyone. The topic for today is understanding the file permissions, that is the read, write and execute permissions. It might seem very simple that it's pretty simple. Read means reading, write means writing and execute means running a file. But today I'm going to clarify that how these three permissions differ for a file and for a directory. Just question yourself, what do you mean by executing a directory? We can never run a directory. Then what is the point of having an execute permission on a directory? What is the difference between read for a file and read for a directory? How do they differ? Students normally get confused with this. So what I'm going to do today is, today we are going to understand what is the difference between the read, write and execute permissions for the file and for the directory. And then we are going to test our understanding with a very interesting question. So I will request you do watch this video, and at least even if you know that you understand the permissions for the file and directory, at least try to attempt the question that I have put up. If you can answer all those questions, then you can be sure that you understand what is the difference between the permissions for file and permissions for directory. So let's begin by understanding what do you mean by the permissions for file. So a read permission on the file means you can read the contents of a file. The write permission for the file means you can modify the contents of a file. And the execute permission means you can run or execute a file. But remember, you cannot execute regular files. For example, you cannot execute a .txt file. You can only execute the executable files such as the object files of your C program. I'm just going to show everything now. So let's start by understanding what do you mean by the read, write and execute for a file. So let us work on a file. Let us suppose file.txt. So there's a file ls-l file.txt. Now the permissions on this are read, write for the user. Alright, no execute as of now. So let us see what do you mean by read. So if I say read, this means I can view the contents of file.txt. Alright, if I deny this permission, read permission, so I'm using change mode command. If you do not know the concept about change mode, I will request you to watch the video related to the use of change mode command. So change mode, I'm going to deny the read for the user on file.txt. Now if I try to view the contents, there's an error because the read permission is not allowed now on file.txt. Alright, read is denied now. So let me grant it again. Alright, okay, so read is clear. Next is write. Write means you can modify the contents. So write is already there. Write is already there for the user. Now if I edit it using an editor, writing another line, save it, yes. So if I view again cat file.txt, there is the updated content. Okay, now let us suppose I deny the write for the user on file.txt. If I now try to open the file, it does open, but you can see here in red file.txt is unwritable. So even if you do write something, trying to edit, and once you try to save it, it will give you an error. Okay, permission denied, so you cannot save it. So I have to quit without saving. So you can see if I view the contents, it's the original content only, no updation allowed because the write permission was not there. Now let us understand the execute permission. Execute permission is valid only for those files which are actually executable. For example, if you have a C program, like in my case I have a program write.c, which is a very simple program which only prints hello. Alright, now this program is a normal file. Write.c is a regular file, but once we compile it, let us suppose I compile it, keep the output file name as write for the program write.c. Now this output file is an executable file, write. Alright, I should have actually the execute permission on this file write. So let us check if the execute permission is there. ls-l write. So now the execute permission is there on this file. If I run it /write, so it executes and gives me the output hello. Alright, so write.c is not an executable file, but the output file write, the file that I get after compiling the C program, is an executable file. Now if I deny execute on this particular file, change mode u-x write. Okay, you can see now the execute permission is not there for this particular user. So now if I try to run it, it gives me an error, permission denied. Alright, this is what you mean by executable permission for a file. If I re-grant the write permission u+x, now try to run it, it gives me the output. Alright, so this is all about read, write and execute for the file. Now let us understand what do you mean by these permissions, read, write and execute for directory. Read for the directory means you can view the files and subdirectories within a directory. So whatever are the contents of the directory that you can view. Write means you can create or delete files or subdirectories within a directory. Now the most important part, execute. Execute for a directory means you are able to traverse through the directory. Okay, so now what do you mean by traverse? I will show you with an example. So let's see what all these permissions means. Now first go for read. So there's a directory A. Okay, let us check what are the permissions on the directory A. So we have all the permissions, read, write and execute for the user. So let us first see what do you mean by read. So if I read ls and A, now I am able to view what file and subdirectories are there within A. So this is what I mean by read permission. If I deny this, change mode u-r on A. So you can see that now the permission read is not there. If I try to view the contents of A, there's an error. This is what we mean by read for a directory. You will not be able to see what is there within the directory. Okay, so let's give this permission back, u+r. Alright, now write. If I want to create a file within A, let's suppose new, so I'm able to do so. New file is created. Similarly, I can create a directory also within A. Directory is d1 lsa. Alright, so I'm able to create new files, new directories. If I try to delete rm a/new lsa, so I'm able to delete also because I have got the write permission. Now if I deny u-w on A, now let us try to delete one of the files or even directories. Let us try to delete d1. So rmdir a/d1, permission denied. If I try to delete the file, write.c, permission denied. Alright, because we have just taken back the write permission. If I try to create a new file, again permission denied because the write permission is denied on the file or the directory A for the current user. Alright, execute means you can traverse through. Now what do you mean by that? If I list the contents of A, then you can see that there's a directory B also. If I want to see what is inside B, what I will do, ls a/b. Alright, I'm able to see the contents of B also. Now if I check the permissions on A, execute is there for the user, right? Now see what happens. If I take back the execute permission on A and I try to view the contents of B, which I earlier did here, and I was able to do so. If I now try it, change mode, sorry, ls a/p permission denied, because now you are not allowed to go through A. This is what you mean by execute, going through the directory to the next level. So since the execute is denied on A, I am not able to reach B and hence not able to view the contents of B. Alright, if I give back the execute permission and try to view the contents of B, I am able to do so again. So that was all about the read, write and execute permission for directory. Now coming on to the most important part, let us test whether you have understood this concept or not. Now let us first understand what the scenario is. The user column lists all the users in the system. So there are 4 users. The groups column lists the groups to which any particular user belongs. So the Lucky user belongs to 2 groups, Lucky and Ricardo. The Ricky user belongs to 2 groups, Ricky and Ricardo. If you are just confused about the users and groups, how they are managed, just watch the videos on how to create users and how to create groups. That video will contain all the information regarding users and groups. Okay, so every user belongs to 2 groups. Now there is a directory dir whose owner is Ricky and the group is Ricardo. The permissions are mentioned here, so everyone is having all the permissions on the directory dir. Further, the directory dir contains 4 files, lf1, lf2, rf1 and rf2. The permissions are mentioned here, the user is mentioned and the groups are mentioned. So just understand this, get familiarized with the situation and answer the following questions. The first question is, who is the only person who can change the contents of file lf1? The answer is Lucky. Now let us see how we came up to this answer. Now we need to see that who is having the right permission on the file lf1. Then only that person can change the contents. So the user as well as the group are having right permissions. Who is the user? Lucky is the user. This means Lucky can certainly modify. Now let us see who are the members of the Lucky group, because they can also modify the contents because they have the right permission. Now let us go to the groups here. This is Lucky. So there is only one entry for the group Lucky, and who belongs to this group? Only the user Lucky. Hence the answer is only Lucky has got the permission to modify the contents of lf1. The second question is, who can view the contents of lf2 but cannot modify the contents of lf2? So let's go to lf2. We can see that everyone has got the right read permission. This means everyone can view the contents, but only the user himself and others can modify the contents. Okay, this means anyone who belongs to the group, which group? Ricardo, cannot do it. So I need to look at who are the members of Ricardo group. So let's go to the groups. So groups entry for Ricardo is twice. Okay, so let's go for the first entry, Ricardo. The user is Lucky. Alright. For second, Ricardo, the user is Ricky. This means Lucky and Ricky are the members of the Ricardo group. But Lucky, since is the owner and has got the right permission, so we are left with only Ricky, who has got the read permission but not the write permission. So my answer is Ricky. Alright. Now there are 2 questions for you to try. Try out, give your best shot and do share your answers in the comment section. So that was all about understanding the file permissions. So if you do not want to miss on our any upcoming video, do subscribe and please keep watching, keep sharing Dix Tutor. See you in the next class.